More music. Better mental health. Only on IPL Radio.
And you're listening to Mish on Good Vibrations this afternoon on a Friday. And I've got Andre here.
Hello, everybody.
And I've also got a phone interview. Matt, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Excellent. Hi, Matt. So I've got Matt Wilson on the phone, and he's from Black Dog on a Lead. Thank you for joining us, Matt.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Tell us all about, I want to know, because I'm a Black Dog rider. You obviously know about that. I'm a motorbike rider and we ride for Black Dog.
Uh-huh.
I've got a Black Dog tattoo on me. I've got 3 Black Dogs at home.
Really?
Yeah. So I'm a Black Dog passionate about Black Dog because I suffer from the Black Dog and it's something that I'm very passionate about. So as soon as I saw Black Dog on a Lead, I thought, I've got to speak to you. So tell us all about Black Dog on a Lead, how it started, why it started, and what you are involved in.
Yeah, well, Black Dog on a Lead, we've added on the lead to the end of Black Dog because, as you know, the Black Dog representing depression and how our mental health can often get in the way of living our everyday life, such as maybe a stray dog might come into your house and disrupt things.
That's right.
So we thought, well, okay, there is this thing that exists, this Black Dog, and what can we do about it? Well, we can't necessarily make it go away that easily, but we can have some control of it. And so, putting a lead on it is where that name came from. Excellent.
I love that idea because the Black Dogs that I've been involved in, and when you buy the soft toy Black Dog, they're cute. Now, to me, they should be the most aggressive, ugliest animal because to me, the Black Dog is aggressive, ugly, red-eyed, snarling, dribbling, aggressive, teeth gnarring, and yet all the little soft toys you buy are all cute little things. Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, well said.
Yeah, so definitely. So Black Dog on a Lead, I think that's a brilliant way to put it because it does need to be reined in. Black Dog needs to be reined in, and I think that's a great way to put it. How did it actually start?
Well, I wasn't involved with it from the start, but it started with 2 founders and these 2 gentlemen that went to school together, and they were best friends and what have you, and one guy, Massimo Giustini, he was actually doing a project at high school, and however it happened, one of the teachers said, go about and find a way to make a difference in the community. So he was also suffering with the challenges of mental health, and he realised that talking about mental health actually helped him a lot.
Yep.
But he noticed that there was nowhere in the community to talk about it.
Okay.
So he thought, I'm going to go out, I'm going to start something. And what he started was a get-together on one day of the year, and he decided to choose Bibra Lake as the location for that.
Oh, cool.
And he said, right, we'll walk around the lake, and that gives an opportunity for people to get out in nature, move their body a little bit, and in a safe, healthy environment, perhaps we can start talking about mental health. And in a 6-kilometre walk, which takes just over an hour, I'm sure there'll be some conversation there.
Absolutely.
So that was his idea in 2014, and quite quickly, with the help of his family, which is a very close, connected family, his aunties and uncles and brothers and cousins, plus some other really close friends, they all got together, pooled their resources, and ran the first event in 2015.
And how did that go?
It went really well. I think there was about 350 people came to that first event, which is quite remarkable.
Terrific, yeah.
Yeah. And that carried on for a number of years up until 2019, and it only stopped just due to COVID in 2020. Yeah. But for those years, from 15 to 19, it wasn't just about raising awareness on the day, but also how can they raise some funds? Because by that time it was a charity.
Yep.
How can we raise some funds to support other people in the community through the year between the 2 events, between the yearly event? How can we continue to support people? So the first event, any money that was raised, and there was a nominal value each year of around $10,000 was raised.
Cool.
That was donated to another charity or another cause that was actually doing work in the community.
Beautiful.
So the first one was a classic one around depression, which is Beyond Blue.
Oh, lovely.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, I believe it was Headspace. Beyond Blue, Headspace. Then 2017 was Sirens of Silence.
Okay.
And they're 000 heroes, so
Right.
ambulance, police, fire,
Mm-hmm.
because of very high rates of suicide and trauma from
100%.
those
Yep.
first responders.
Mm-hmm.
And then 2018, the donation, and not just the donation, but all of the lead up and in the promotion.
Promotions,
they're promoting
yeah.
these
Yep.
these groups as well.
Yep.
Was the Kai Erdley Fund,
Okay.
which was created by the parents of a young bloke that didn't end up quite making it through.
Okay.
And 2019 was Mates in Construction. So
yep.
doing all that work.
Yeah, good.
For the FIFO people at the time.
So did you had to close down for COVID? Did you do anything in that couple of years?
No, they weren't able to do anything, and then after running for 4 consecutive years,
Yep.
it was a good time for the team to go back to the drawing board a little bit, look at strategy, and some of those people were quite burnt out.
Yeah, okay.
Particularly people that were the secretary all the way through and what have you. So
Yep.
they used that time just to wait and see what happened with COVID.
Excellent. And how did you see the difference in people once COVID was over? Did you find depression increased? Was it obvious? Was there an obvious increase?
There was I wouldn't say so much once COVID was over, but during that period there was a lot of call-outs, and there was a lot more engagement on social media.
Yeah.
And were people looking for tools and particularly psychological services.
Yep.
And as you know, it is still the current state where you can have up to a 3-month wait to get to the
longer.
right psychologist.
Ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was probably the biggest shift where it went from, let's say, 20% of the population looking for services to all of a sudden 50% of the population
that's huge.
looking for some type of service. So,
Yep.
yeah.
That's right. Yeah, because I in the past, because I suffer from depression as well, in the past I've needed to get instant help. And I've always said, there's about a 3-month, 6 to 8 week wait. Well, it's too long. I'll be over it by then. I need to talk to someone now.
Yeah.
So it's really, and that's happened to me on a couple of occasions. It's really difficult for people out there to get help that they require in mental health.
And in 6 weeks, so much can happen. I mean, if you're dealing with somebody who's contemplating suicide, 6 weeks can mean, alive or not.
But the fact that they've told me that was enough to push me over the edge even more, because I was trying to get help, which is people are saying, go and get help, go and get help. So I'm trying to get help, and I couldn't get help. So that puts me down even more because, I've tried and I'm not getting it. So it's something that I don't know what the answer is, but the government needs to help out in some way, because mental health is huge, and it needs to have more support. Definitely more support out there, and I don't know what the answer is to that.
No.
Yeah.
And that's why, because I'm a sufferer, that's why I'm on the radio, because I want to bring the awareness out. I want people to know that there is help out there. Like, that's why I have people like you on. There's people out there that will help out. There's people that you can go to. There's so many things that we can offer, but it's just a matter of people getting to know what they are, and that's what, to me, that's what IPL Radio is all about. For me, is is the awareness part of it. Because particularly, we've spoken about this before, but particularly in men, men have a lot of trouble with getting out their emotions, explaining their feelings, all that sort of stuff. So I think mental health in men, in particular, that's I think the Black Dog Riders was mainly to do with men's mental health in the beginning, but definitely for men, for everyone, of course. But I think men need to be more aware that it's okay to voice opinions and share emotions.
Grieve as well.
And grieve, for sure.
Yep.
We're all humans in the end. So when did you get involved, Matt?
Yeah, I came on board in 2019, but just to give you a background on how I came on board.
Yeah.
In 2014, I myself suffered my own mental health challenges, and by the time 2015 came about, I was happy to identify myself as someone with a mental illness.
Okay.
Before that, it was like there's nothing.
Nothing
I'm
wrong
not
with
like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not like them. But by the time 2015 came along and I'd done a bunch of work, I was just scrolling on Facebook and I saw this event come up, this walk around Bibra Lake, and it's in Coburn. It's really close to where I am. I said to my wife at the time, I'd really like to go to this. There's something about it. And when I went, I felt it was such a safe place, even though there was 350 people there. Yep. It felt like I was amongst people with the same perspective on life.
Yeah, that can be quite empowering, can't it?
Most definitely, and it felt safe. It felt safe to be there.
Yep.
Even if I wasn't saying anything, and then if I did have a conversation, I felt listened to, and then on the stage there was people speaking about it, and there was just a really positive vibe, and there was a barbecue and there was music and what have you. So I followed Black Dog on a Lead each for a couple of years, kept going to the walk, and then I think it was 2017 I went to pick up my participation pack, which was a T-shirt and a couple of things.
Yep.
And I actually met Massimo,
cool,
the founder, and it was just in an office in Fremantle. And I said, if you ever want help with any part of the charity, particularly around strategy, because at the time I still do business improvement.
Yeah. I
said I can help with getting the team together and doing some strategy, and and he said, "Oh, thanks for that." And he took my number, but I didn't hear back. I didn't hear from him until I got this phone call out of the blue in 2019,
wow.
the end of 2019, saying, "Do you remember speaking to us? We've got your number. If you want to get involved, come to the AGM. It's in a few weeks." Yeah, so I went to the AGM and found that all the executive officers stood down. And not many people put their hands up. So they all looked at me as probably the freshest person
Throw
there.
you in the deep end.
Fresh blood. Yeah.
And said, well, you've got some ideas and you know about strategy, what have you. Would you like to be the chair?
Oh wow.
And I said, I'll wait to the end of the meeting before I decide. And
give me a moment.
And I said, which was only about five or so minutes. But
gosh.
I said yes. I said yes to the chair position, and as long as I've got a committee to support me, and which I did have. So
that's brilliant.
So that's what happened.
Wow.
We spent 2020 just in a planning phase due to COVID, and then 2021 we ran a walk, which was the first walk that where I was the chair of that.
Yep. That's brilliant.
Which is that same walk around Bibra Lake, which
nice.
was good. I think we got a record amount of attendees for that.
So what time of year is that?
It's in October.
Oh, it's coming up then.
Well, we're doing it bi-yearly now, but
good.
We hold it every. We were holding it every October, as close as we could to World Mental Health Day.
Brilliant.
Yep.
Which around World Mental Health Week, or Mental Health Week. So, and the reason we decided to go bi-yearly, it was to give all the volunteers a chance to have a bit of a rest.
Okay.
But also we had that break with the COVID year, so it was 2019, break for 20 and then go 21.
Yeah.
And then we said we decided that in 2024 the charity will be 10 years old.
Okay.
So we said let's have a really big event and do like a 10-year anniversary. So
brilliant.
We've decided to wait until 2024 to do another one of these walks, and in the meantime we're doing much more smaller community-based events where we'll go along to existing events and set up gazebos and stalls and talk to people, or we'll for AUAK Day and Mental Health Week, we'll go to different places and
that's awesome.
give talks. So.
And what kind of support are you guys able to provide?
So what was the question?
What kind of support are you able to provide at those events that you're attending? Is it
well, we have trained psychologists and volunteers that are trained in mental health first aid. So there'll be a combination of. Usually, what happens is the people that are approached are either they're in a crisis at that time.
Mm.
Yes. Yep.
And then we were able to do that general mental health first aid, which then we're able to assist them in finding and encourage them to find the right supports for them. Some people aren't aware that they can see their GP, which is a good start, or not aware of what to search for in Google. So there's definitely something to start with for those people. And then there's often people that they're supporting a loved one.
Yes.
They'll say, I've got someone at home and I can't get them out and I can't get them assistance, and we're giving similar support there. And a few of us will actually volunteer to connect with individuals going forward for a few weeks or a few months, and in a bit of a life coaching role. That's cool. And that depends on our capacity.
Yeah, of course. Yep. Yeah. Wow, that's brilliant. So, so you're volunteer based?
Yeah, 100% volunteer.
100% volunteer. Same with us here at IPL, and which is hard because it's hard to get commitment from volunteers as well. We struggle,
it is,
isn't it? Is it everywhere? It must be everywhere.
Yeah, it definitely is. Like I've been in management roles and supervisory roles all of my life in corporate, and that has its challenges.
Yep.
But going into the volunteer space, it's much more difficult.
Definitely,
than managing paid full-time employees.
At least you can sack them if they don't if they're paid. Because we do for our funding, we do Bunnings sausage sizzles once a month. And that assists us with our rent, although it's not the only thing, but we struggle with funds here. But just to get people, and I always say it's 10% of the people do 90% of the work.
That's so true.
Yeah, so it's always the same people that do it. But, if that's the only way that we can keep IPL running, then that's what I'm going to do, so.
Well, if you want, I can just give you a bit of advice on what's worked for us.
Yeah, anything.
And not only in Black Dog on the Lead, but other community groups where I sit in a leadership position.
Yeah.
We, going from can you volunteer? We're looking for volunteers, just a very broad ad.
Mm-hmm.
Moving from that to being quite specific around we're looking for a social media person or whatever the particular role is, maybe someone to look at policy and processes, and you actually advertise for someone that has those skills. And a really good place to put that is on Seek Volunteer, because those jobs get taken by the coordinators inside universities, and they're put up on the notice boards.
Is that a free ad?
It's free, Seek Volunteer.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's a great idea.
And those university coordinators, it's their job to actually find work experience and just general experience for people and these people that are coming out of uni are coming out with a degree.
Exactly.
So, they're really quite passionate, so we've had a lot of luck.
But
I've personally had a lot of luck with that.
I find with that is they do their time, they've done their work, they've graduated, and they'll see you later. But I suppose it's better than nothing.
Yeah, that's true. That's probably true for at least 50%, which is, it's okay. I mean, I've had some people do some really, really good work and made a lot of impact and create really good processes and connect the charity to some really good networks, whether that's in radio or maybe some networks that we didn't have on the eastern states.
Yeah.
So people always come with something and they always leave something that's worthwhile.
That's true. It's funny you should say that, because we've actually had some Curtin uni students in, and they did a presentation on IPL yesterday. So they've come in and looked at our processes and just to see whether we can fix some stuff, which is plenty we can fix in here. So that was good. So it's pretty much the same as what you're saying. Get some university students in that are passionate about what they're learning And, even if they stay for a short time, long time, it's better than no time.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
And just keep advertising. Just keep the advert open.
Yeah, I think that's true. Keep an active ad running. Yeah, that's true. Can they cook sausages?
Well, that's right. I mean, there's a lot of people that like to do that, and I tell you who likes to do that is councillors from your local government area.
Ooh.
You know, they really like coming along to do the sausage sizzle and do a bit of PR. And
yeah, that's a point. Yeah, they could use it for their own benefit as well. That's interesting.
And your local government area council or the city staff, there'll always be a volunteer department there that manage volunteers, and they're a great source. They also advertise, and members of the community will go to the city and say, look, I'm new to the area, or whatever it is, I want to volunteer with my son or daughter. They're now gone to high school, and they'll often refer, well, you can go to
that's a point.
IPL Radio, you can go to Black Dog, and
that's a point.
That's another good way.
We haven't. I don't think we. Well, I don't know. I mean, this isn't my business, but I'll certainly mention that to the boss. And that would be a great way of getting us out. Because the other thing too is marketing. There's not many people know who IPL is, and because IPL stands for Inspiring Passionate Lives, and I think we should use that more than just IPL, because IPL doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, no.
Do you know what I mean? I think the word inspire, passionate, and lives is definitely more appealing than IPL. But yeah, if you ask people have they heard of IPL, you probably hadn't heard of it until I mentioned it.
That's right.
There you go. So there's one more person that knows who IPL is, which is great.
Well, all of the Black Dog community will know about it.
Good.
Now as well.
Yeah, good. I know once this, I think we're using the camera, but obviously we're only the only ones on the camera. But once it's edited, we'll get the recording to you, and then you can do whatever you wish, and whether that be putting it on social media or tucking it away in the drawer, that's up to you. And we'll do the same thing. We'll put it on our Facebooks and TikToks and all that sort of stuff as well.
Matt, if somebody wanted to make a donation to Black Dog on a Lead, how would they go about that?
Thanks a lot for mentioning that. There's we do have a website, which is blackdogonalead.com.au, and it is a fairly basic page. We haven't updated it much since our last major event, but right at the top there's a donate button.
Fantastic.
Excellent. And if anyone wanted to get any more information, they just go onto the same website. Do you have your events page and everything like that on there?
Yeah, there's an events page showing the history of those events that I've spoken about today, and then there's a contact us place where you can fill in the details and submit it, and I'll be getting those emails.
Okay, and you'll be giving them any future events coming up?
Once you fill in the contact and there's an email address there which was required, then you'll be getting any correspondence via email that we do for our marketing.
Yep.
I'm obviously following on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram.
Yeah, I was just going to say there are other ways, of course. Yeah, so there is a Facebook page. Well, there is a Facebook page because how I contacted you.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
so that's Black Dog on a Lead. That's excellent. Is there anything else you want to say while you've got a chance?
Well, this year we're actually having a planning meeting this Sunday. We're possibly going to be looking at doing a speaking type of event, which is similar to a TEDx, but it's only about mental health.
Right.
You know? So that'll probably be more of a community-based one. So we're looking to partner with perhaps the City of Coburn or another larger mental health organisation that might be already running an event and sort of tack onto that.
Yep.
But it's probably the only thing I wanted to mention was keep a lookout for that, particularly if you like to go along to an event where you can sit down and you can listen to different people speak about their life experiences. Yeah.
Maybe IPL can come along and do live broadcast.
That'd be great. I'll write that down as a
that'd be fantastic.
As an option.
Because IPL is all about mental health awareness, so that would be a great opportunity for us all. But keep in contact with me, can you? And then if you ever want to have another time you want to come on and mention anything, we can do this many times if you wish to do so.
Okay. I look forward to that.
IPL is a platform to getting it out there, so that'd be fantastic. Appreciate your time, Matt.
Thank you.
It was fantastic to hear from you, and I'm glad I got hold of you because, as I said, Black Dog is I'm passionate about Black Dog, but it's the nasty Black Dog I'm talking about, not the Labrador that's licking you to death. Definitely need to keep it on a lead, and I reckon keep it on a choker chain. Definitely. Appreciate it, Matt. Have a great weekend ahead of you, and keep in contact with me. And I'm an 80s freak, so I'm going to play some 80s music, and I'm going to play To Cut a Long Story Short by Spandau Ballet. So I'll let you go. Thanks again.
Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Miss. Cheers. Thanks, Andre. See ya.